and in the presence of all who had ears to hear, told us we were welcome to live with him there. To this day, I'm not sure what prompted this act of generosity. We discussed Creon, as we discussed many in this city, because of our origins. Perhaps it was because we were family, and there were rules for family, and Creon loved rules. Creon was Oedipus's brother, Oedipus's shadow, a man of the blade instead of a man of the mind. At family gatherings, when I was young, he was known for breaking things, glasses, plates, toys, just from handling them too roughly. Once, my mother asked him to brush Ismene's hair for her, and Ismene spent the entire time trying not to cry as he ripped knots out of her head. He didn't know how to be teased. He only laughed at other people, never himself. Perhaps it wasn't because we were family. Perhaps it was because we were children of Oedipus, warped though we were by our genes. And Oedipus had almost started a revolution. He was a symbol, and so were we. And what better way to take the power from a symbol than to claim it as your own? So when Creon told us we were welcome to live in his house, I knew what the consequences would be. He would let Polynices and Eteocles and Ismene and me live, but we would do so at his pleasure. We would live in his house, lending legitimacy to his rule, and he would keep his eye on us. We thank you for your generosity, I had told him in the moment.
2. Polynices. Been coming here to the Cafe Athena for several years now, ever since I had spent to burn and she started working here. It was her dad's shop. Had to be, or she wouldn't have been working. But mostly, he wasn't there to catch me staring. Figured every woman, from the first one who ever gave me that funny feeling to the one I ultimately got assigned to, would be doing the same equation. Add my famous parents, tragic backstory, generational wealth, and winsome smile, and subtract the unsettling reality of my busted genetic code, and what do you get? Someone worth messing around with? If the waitress at the Athena even bothered with the calculus, she came up decidedly not interested. But the coffee tasted less burnt here than in most other places, so I kept coming anyhow. "This isn't coffee," Parth said to me after his first sip. "It's liquid shit." True, it wasn't coffee. There were just a handful of coffee plants in the greenhouses, so only a lucky few had ever had the real stuff. This was just an approximation of coffee, with a conjecture of sugar stirred into it. I was sitting at the least rickety of the tables out front, street side, my toe wedged under one of the table legs to steady it. The seat across from me was empty, but Parth was standing, drinking from a tiny mug that made his hand look comically large. Somebody pedaled past with a bucket of paper flowers hanging off the back of her bicycle. One of them toppled onto the stones, nabbed right away by a beggar kid with a cup for coin. He stuck it behind his ear. "You could sit," I said to Parth. "Tig probably won't be on time." "These chairs make me feel like I'm playing tea time with my niece," he said. Big guy, Parth was. Had the look of a guy who would turn out to be a softie. Only he wasn't. Too tricky for that. "Plus, I'm done. You let her come all the way here by herself? Some brother." "Tig can handle herself." Parth set his mini mug down on the table and eyed me. "You're not going to tell her nothing, right?" "Of course not. But you know her. She might figure it out anyway." "Just so long as she doesn't interfere." "Interfere with what?" A slim, reedy voice asked from behind him. And there she was, my sister, sidling up just as the clock struck 1400 hours. "Antigone," Parth said to her, with a head bob that was supposed to be like a bow. "Parthenopaeus," she replied. "Will you be joining us?" "No, gotta run," he said. "See you later, Paul." He dodged the beggar kid and his cup, crossed the street, and disappeared into a crooked alley.